Welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com, and I am live in San Francisco, California. This is the Nerdrotic Nooner. Greetings, everybody. Happy New Year. I guess we're still in the Happy New Year phase. Let's get everybody to the chat. First of all, I must address why I was so late. Sorry for being so late. Now, usually I'm a few minutes late, but that was ridiculous. Got a call from school. There was a little problem. Problems worked out. Everything's fine. Nobody needs to be picked up. No parents need to be talked to. A little bit of, teachers kind of, being, teachers these days. They can't be too careful because some parents are a little erratic in the world. That's it. So, yeah, there was a little scuffle. There was a little bit of a scuffle. So, and they want to make sure I'm cool and everything. Nerdrotic Jr. is on the spectrum. So they're very cautious when things happen and they call, although he's being mainstreamed. I just think he's a tough kid. He can handle it. So it's all good. These things happen in school quite a bit. There we go. Hello, Carl Mayer, Mockter Who, Mako, Gamer Gambit, Pen Farm Girl, Angel Feliciano, Azel Orta, Derek McManus, Brian Smart, Hawkeye Station Paranormal TV. Ooh, cool. Doctor Who DS, Cajun 451, Tumblefinger. There's Best Doctor Who Patrick Troughton. I love it that you put that in your name. I have grown to love him. At first, I was like, I don't know, black and white. I'm an American. Okay, I'm sorry. But it was great. He's great. Aforementioned Matthew Manson, Kathy Bartley. Hello. I love your little emoji with the glasses. That's cool. Strawberry Hellcat, one of our new patrons. Welcome. And yes, so many things happened over the weekend. It's been a great weekend for me personally and the Nerdrotic channel. I really dislike the word community because it's just one of those words that's used in a so I'm going to say our friends, our group of friends, our group of like-minded people who are nerds who just want to be entertained. That's it. Simply entertained. Today is the 5-year anniversary of the Nerdrotic, or nerdrotic.com, of Nerdrotic. We also hit 25,000 subscribers. Holy crap, that's crazy. We also got shouted out by Dave Cullen. I also picked up my sobriety chip on Friday. Man, not to get mushy, but what we say in the program, and yeah, I know to some of you it sounds a bit culty, but honestly, AA is not a cult, or I would not be a part of it. What we say in the program is if you practice, when you do the steps and you practice these principles in all your affairs, life will get better. Life gets better. And it does. It absolutely does. And it's a real simple thing. If you're not familiar with AA, it's life school. Basically, it's life school for people who have a little trouble with substances or other things, and a lot of trouble. I won't say a little trouble, but I won't bore you with that stuff. But yes, it's been a great weekend. Susan, shout out to Susan Layton for being a big help in the channel. She posts in the Facebook group, and she's always shouting us out on Twitter. So thank you, Susan. Thank you to all the co-hosts we used to have. We've gone through a few. Listen, sitting down and doing a podcast every day and getting a group of people to do something all the time is extremely difficult. Anybody who's had a band will know that. Anybody who's worked on a comic book will know that. Doing something creatively with other people and all being on the same page is an incredible, difficult thing, and it's not for everybody. And I am not even sure I'm the best team player in the world. So I'm, I have a creative vision. I like to stick with it. I've done some creative things, but this has been one of the more successful. I had a successful comic store too. That was pretty successful. But this is fun. This is so much fun. Comic shop, owning a comic shop was mostly fun, but there were some really unfun elements about it. We will be talking about that later. Of course, we'll be talking about Doctor Who. There was some Star Trek news coming up. We got to talk about that Counterpart episode. Holy crap. That was amazing. That was an amazing episode of television. But first, let's get to some super chats here. We got Chris Persia. 2 Canadian dollars. Happy 5th anniversary. You're at 25,680 Nerdstradamus. Thank you, Chris Persia. Cheers. Strawberry Hellcat, $10. Our new patron. Welcome. Project Blue Book is a remake of Project UFO. Available to watch on YouTube, an excellent series, executive produced by Jack Webb of Dragnet fame. You're right, Strawberry Hellcat. And that was a great show. The new Project Blue Book will be covering the life of Alan J. Hynek or his experiences, and it's going to be great. And yes, we are going to cover it. Susan and I will be live right after it airs in tomorrow. Thank you for the $10. I got to look around because my microphone's blocking one. $9.99 from JPRPH1. I guess I could move the window if I wanted to. Congrats on 5 years and 25,000 subs. We all seem to like and miss the Christmas lights. Really? I'll bring them back. Yeah, a lot of people have brought that up. Okay, I thought they were giving you all seizures, but consider it done. I listen to the people. I do. I also have some other fun stuff. I got a lava lamp I'm going to put back there. And yeah, I bought some stuff at Home Depot yesterday for the studio. It was so funny. Vince Van Dahl asked me when I was doing creature features, all like, where do you shoot? What's your studio? I'm all, it's my room. It's my room with a bunch of leftover action figures from my comic store. Thank you for the $9.99 JPRPH1. Dakota Stanton, $25. Dakota has been with us for so long. And Dakota, I love you. I love all you guys, but Dakota's a youngster. Yeah, I'm going to call you a youngster. He's a hardworking youngster. Guy's always working. Congrats on 25,000. I joined you when you were at 3K a little over a year ago. Amazing. Yeah. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. Actually, 1 year ago today, we were at like 1,000 subs. So yeah. Now there are channels that have gotten larger than us, and props to them, by the way. They are an inspiration. I don't really do the jealousy thing at all ever. I used to when I was all high and stuff. It's not really fun. It's not fun. I like rooting for people. I think there is so much room for everybody here on YouTube so helping each other out and shouting out. And I think it's good. And honestly, that happens a lot with us like-minded YouTubers. Yeah, I heard I got mentioned on World Class Bullshitters, and I chatted in the chat a little bit with Jeff. I have been a fan of that podcast since they were like at 3,000, 2,000, 3,000 subs, and their growth has been amazing. They're a fun channel. But thank you, Dakota. The Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey for £2. Long live Nerdrotics. Much deserved success. Thank you, my friend. I hope you are doing okay today. I know you have some health issues that make life very difficult. So, hey, don't sell yourself short ever. You're a very strong person for dealing with that. Natsu Dragneel, £2. If BBC got Farscape, I would kill myself. No, don't. We'll make sure the BBC does not get Farscape. Period. Dakota Stanton, $2. I prefer youngster over millennial. Oh, I wouldn't call you millennial. No. Oh God, no. So okay, youngster. 20 pounds from Brent Newman. Congrats on 25,000. Don't have a 25-year option. Well deserved. Well deserved, Gary. Have a Pete's and cheers. I will. Thank you, Brent. You're awesome. And I will mention what you brought up in the chat today because it was very sad. Adjacent Culture, £1.99. Hey, Gary, congrats. And on the sub growth, thank you so much. Thank you. And it's all because of you guys. Like, this is, listen, we started out as a live streaming channel. That's what we will always be. I know that recorded videos get more views, and we're going to do those too. I saw somebody on our Twitter said, hey, we want more of the recorded videos. Yes, you will get them. I'm going to try to do 3 to 4 a week, but they have to, man, I don't like to just read things. I like to give my take on things. And also it's good to get on topical stuff sometimes, and it's good to have stuff with stuff that'll have more legs, and that's what I try to bring to it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay. Thank you so much, Adjacent Culture. Scaro Trek, what's up? $5. Have you read the Mars trilogy by Kim Stanley Robinson? I have not. If not, I think that you and your listeners would enjoy it. I will. I always have Scaro Trek. Thank you. Excuse me for leaning down, folks. That's my keys. I always keep my notes next to me for suggestions. I might not get to them right away, but I get to them because you guys are the treasure trove that keeps channels like mine and others going with your great suggestions, because we can't get to everything. We really can't. Thank you very much, Scarlet Trek. I appreciate it. Joel Tumburo, $10. I watched the last three episodes of season 3 this weekend. Utopia, Sound of Drums, Last of the Time Lords. Oh, that is such a good trilogy of episodes. I think it's my favorite. Utopia is like I guess my best Doctor Who goosebump episode. And the drop off in quality from this to what we have in season 11 is astonishing. It really is. Sometimes one doesn't know it. We're busy in our lives and we don't watch older Doctor Who. So we've been watching it as time progresses and you're not really aware of how far the quality has gone down. Just watch Blink, watch any episode, watch even the worst Tenet episode compared to this. And you might think different of the worst Tenet episode. Thank you, Joel, for the $10. Let's get to the chat now. I try to come up with titles that are topical. Some are based on news articles. Some are based on something I just come up with in my head. So today's title tonight, depending on where you are, is kind of something I came up with in my head while I was at the gym today. The biggest distinction between what's going on with the Star Wars fandom, what's going on with the Star Trek fandom, and Doctor Who, it's all similar. It's all following the same pattern, but there are little differences. Okay. The biggest difference with Doctor Who, and it's a surprising one, and I'm pleasantly surprised, even though it is kind of over a negative thing, which sucks. But listen, I didn't make the show. The show sucks. So I don't feel bad about that. I feel bad for the fans. But I wasn't going to originally cover Doctor Who. I had given up on it. I had completely given up on it. I had said, you know what? I'll like the 55 years of stuff and I'm done. I don't even want to watch Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, because it turned out exactly how I thought. Not that I'm Nerdstradamus. I was just, you read the tea leaves, right? You see what's happened to other properties. I saw what happened to Westworld, and we just knew, a lot of us knew what was coming. Dave Cullen called it a year ago, and thanks again for the shout out, man. That was awesome. But after, it was prudent that I watched it, and we all watched it. And as I pointed out many times in the videos, a lot of those ratings, the BBC and critics just assume everybody watching is a positive view, and it's not. I would say a good 30 to 40% was not. But I thought we had lost Doctor Who completely, and seeing people come here, seeing other channels talking about it, a lot of other channels, a lot of other people. And I know some are commenting on it who really aren't Doctor Who fans. I'm really focusing on the people who have been Doctor Who fans, who watched it all the way through, commented on it. I've seen this happening, and the amount of people who are upset is astonishing. It's literally astonishing. I mean, sorry, but it is. It shocked me. I didn't think there would be this big of a blowback for it. I kind of thought that it would just go down the road, the PC road, and I thought I thought most people who didn't like that stuff were already gone. So it was nice to see. It's nice to see that the BBC has heard us. They can deny it all they want, but when you see articles coming out with Chris Chibnall saying politics are fundamental, that is a direct response to the British tabloids and to YouTubers. I'm not going to say me. I'm not going to assume they watch mine, but I'm sure they saw Clownfish TV or Bulls Trek or somebody or Dave Cullen. That video has been out for a long time, has a lot of views. So it's good to see. Will it change anything? I think it will have an effect. I think it will have an effect. It's not going to completely change everything. The big change we're going to get years down the road, if not a decade, which sucks. But if that's the choice over more of this, then I'll wait a decade. It's cool. I've got plenty of Doctor Who to watch. There'll be books. There's Big Finish that can get me by, but yeah, it really sucks. It really sucks. That being said, don't be surprised. Later this year, we find out that Jodie and Chris are leaving. And there's some big announcement like right around Comic-Con, and there's going to be a big swan song. Even though it's kind of early, in my opinion, I would be all for that. I would be all for that. But the Whovian response, it's not a split fan base as much as I thought it was. Like, honestly, Star Trek is a split fan base. Loyalty runs deep with Star Trek, and it's not even a judgment. I'm not, if somebody enjoys Star Trek Discovery, that's not a personal judgment on you, period. It's not. I don't. So just don't judge me for not liking it, and we're good. Star Trek's next. Star Trek is next. I've been kind of light on it because I don't want to do a video on every single article because every single one gets more and more ridiculous. I just wait till they get really crazy. I found one. I found one recently that the video should be out later today. Depending on timing and everything. I do have to get to the post office as well and send off some Patreon packages. So let's get to the chat here. We got a couple more super chats. William Winters, $2. I enjoy listening to your take on Doctor Who. William, thank you so much. I enjoy you being here. Yeah. And the curious thing will be, will it carry over like Star Wars has? I mean, I even thought the Star Wars hubbub would die down. It did not. It did not. But that's how strongly people feel about Star Wars. So that's great. And honestly, Disney should be thanking their lucky stars. People still care that much about it. Because the next thing that kick in is apathy. So they're waiting for episode 9. I think episode 9, I think the chances of it winning people over are decent, actually. I think the standards have been so lowered that some fans will be all, oh, I'll take it. It's Star Wars, kind of like what we got with Star Trek. I won't be that easy to please, but I'm kind of done with Star Wars anyway. So, I mean, even if episode 9 is the greatest thing ever, I'm not going to be jumping on board, which is sad. As far as Doctor Who, is it dead? Is it dead? Ooh, it's close, man. They did a lot of damage this year. And then we have, Jodie Whittaker coming out and saying some really insane things. Something the doctor should never be saying. I think the doctor should, she even equated it to being a politician. I think it very much should be that. I think you should just be smiling, kissing babies, and everything's great, and that's fine. But don't say things like, well, it's not just for white guys anymore. Well, why does it got to be white guys? Why couldn't you just say guys? Why'd you really say white guys? Because you're white, Jodie. I don't know if anybody's told you that or not. But all right. So thank you for the super chat, William. Yeah, it's been a crazy weekend, but fun. Not a lot of sleep going on. So I'm going to try to get caught up here in the chat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. If I missed anything, just repeat it. It's fine. Just make sure to hit it at Nerdrotic channel so it gets my attention. I will try to read as much as I can. If I do miss anything, please copy paste it, put it in the comments, please, and then it gets read. I usually keep my chat up, and I come back later and read it. Congrats, Gary. I have been here since John Reed was a co-host. Yes, you guys were the few channels calling STD for what it was. Really an amazing accomplishment. Well done. Fickle, thank you. Yeah, that was our first boost. Our first boost really came from Star Trek Discovery. So we were going to give it a fair chance. I mean, I was very skeptical, but we were going to give it a fair chance, and we recapped every episode, and I just saw this. Oh God. And it was very similar to season 11 of Doctor Who, Star Trek Discovery. We had people defending the show vehemently in the first 3 episodes. And by episode 4, the butcher cares not for the lamb's cry, I believe it was. I think that was just a big turning point. People just went, oh, this sucks. And then more and more, it was just people coming around going, oh no, what are they doing? And yeah, you think we're going to get anything different in season 2? Well, another one of my videos coming out today will be on a review that has come out for the first episode, which is insanely bad. It's so funny. The BBC are a bunch of political correct lunatics. They are. They are, like, lunatic is a good word for it. I recently was sent something that, again, I'm going to hold it for a video because it's really video worthy. That's really insane. So remember that checklist I was joking about, saying it might exist at the BBC? Like, there's these parameters that, kind of like a Bechdel test, but for the BBC, apparently it exists. So yeah, this is, you just got to laugh. You got to laugh. It's like the BBC's outlook towards, or the BBC's view of their viewers is, you're all kindergarten children. So it's like they come at it like they're like they're programming for Sesame Street. I've been doing the BBC sent reviews for Doctor Who review episodes. Did not give a positive bend on things. Good. Well, I mean, like, be honest. If you're doing the reviews, be honest. That's all. I mean, like, don't hold back. It is totally okay to say, I don't like the female doctor because the product is in. It's not good. It's not good. I could say in my opinion, but there's some pretty good data to back that up. Lick that button, everybody. It helps with the national debt. Does it, Brent Newman? It does. That's nice. Chris Chinballs is here. I am the emperor of Doctor Who. Do you like my new clothes? Yes, they're wonderful. We are the Whovian Revolt, for the values of peace and love. Yes, and for enjoyment and entertainment. So of course they will come back that, well, if you don't like Doctor Who, you're against diversity and people and children and they'll throw everything at you. Yeah. In recollection, even Amy Pond seems all right now. Carl Mayer, I liked Amy Pond. I did. As with all things in the Moffat era, the first 2 seasons were fine, and then it went off the rails. And I'm wondering if the 50th anniversary burned them out, or I'm not sure. $5 super chat from, oh man, one of our oldest subs, Brian Smart. Nerdrotic channel, I'm both happy and proud of your accomplishment. Been with you since the beginning. And here's to another 5 years. Thank you. And yes, Brian Smart has been with us since the beginning. Brian Smart and YouTube Vlog Life are the two that I remember that are really, really, and then Viking Bitch has been around since the Tick days, which was a long time ago. I can't claim to be a Whovian. I'm just here because I appreciate the straight talk. But even I wonder, why not just make Jodie a different Time Lord? I don't know why, but still, because there was an agenda behind it. And then they listen, it goes into these decisions when they're in the boardroom and they're like, we're going to pick a female doctor now because it's safe. It was the safest time to do it. Yes, they had considered doing it in the 80s. And I looked into that, and it was when they were just at the end of the rope, and they felt it was safe to do it. And they probably could have done it back then, to be honest with you. It's not like the 80s were like the 50s and 60s. Okay. I know that a lot of people like to say that, but I was there. I don't remember it now. So yes, I think there was a way to just make her Romana or something like that, but no, there was part of what went into it, not the whole thing, but part of it was, oh, well, this will be critic proof. And Hollywood and the BBC were under the illusion that things are critic proof. Well, I do believe in inclusivity, and inclusivity is inclusivity. There's no partial inclusivity. It's all inclusive. So criticism is part of that. If you're going to be a star of a major show, you're not above criticism based on sexual organs or skin color or anything. You still have to be good. And listen, anybody who comes out with that argument, if you're an Expanse fan, just go, well, Sonequa Martin Green's character plays essentially the same ranking officer as Naomi Nagata. And they are nowhere near. I mean, like Naomi Nagata as a character runs circles around Michael Burnham, is a great fleshed out character in The Expanse. Mary Ashmead, $2. Congrats, Gary. Here at 1,000 subs, true Nerdrotic. Oh, you all are true Nerdrotics. Thank you, Mary Ashmead. And yes, you have been a wrench. You have been at damn near every one of our live streams, which we do a lot. Later on, I'll give you guys like a little history, a little direction of the channel. Honestly, it's one day at a time. I don't have this grand scheme. I have ideas that I think I want to do. I don't want to change a whole lot because it seems to be working fine. I have heard the argument, and it's legit, about like doing recorded videos to live streams, and one might hurt the algorithm or not. I have not experienced that, knock on wood, yet. But I think it has a lot to do with I have been live streaming since the beginning. So maybe that's part of the algorithm, or I don't know. I think the algorithm's kind of a mystical thing that doesn't really exist. I think it's just a thing. I think it has a lot to do with just being at the right place at the right time. But I could be wrong. Wow. Okay. I can move my window instead of looking around my camera there. And I'll get back to the chat in a second, guys. Dakota Stanton, Gary, I subbed October 3rd, 2017, gifted episode 1. Damn, that is a long time ago. Yeah, I'm sorry I dipped out on the gifted, but honestly, I can't make a good argument about not liking CW shows and then watching the gifted. Because it went, I thought Matt Nix would be better than that, Burn Notice and everything. I just thought he would be better than that. And I don't know what Marvel Television on a whole, other than Daredevil, I don't know. But yeah, I thought it would start out good, and it kind of petered out, and I lost interest. Thank you, Dakota. Ramsey Silent. Okay. Loved Dr. Daughter. Wish they would have used her. Absolutely. Doctor, you could have, if you wanted to do a female Time Lord, just let the Doctor sit for a minute. Okay. And then do that for a little while, or how about run them both at the same time? Here's the deal though. BBC doesn't have the money to do that. They straight up don't have the money to do that. That's the only explanation, because there are spinoffs that would work, that would absolutely work. But current BBC running anything right now, oh man, there is a property out there. I can't say the name that the BBC is looking at. And I used to be really excited. I was like, oh, they are the perfect place for it. Now I'm like, oh God, no. I wish I could tell you what it is. It's a very, just try to think, a hint will be, try to think of one of the most popular Vertigo comics that has not been adapted yet. That's basically saying it. So Stephanie Little Page, yes, you can offer condolences in the chat. Oh, you didn't have to pay me to do that. Thank you for the $2. Captain Robert April, a good friend of the channel, who is almost at 1,000 subs, lost his mom yesterday, Stephanie. So thoughts and prayers go out to our friend Captain Robert April, and sorry to hear about your mom. I lost my dad, so I know what losing a parent is like, and yeah, so I know he's probably going through a really hard time. So we're thinking about you, buddy, and condolences, thoughts and prayers, all that stuff. Mellow E, $5. Don't watch TV, but still enjoy you and your channel. Congrats on 25,000. Englentine introduced me to you, Mellow E. Well, thank you, Mellow E, and thank you to Englentine, my good friend Englentine over there at I Love Comics. Yeah, he's a lot of people helped. We've gotten a lot of shout outs. We've gotten a lot of shares on Twitter. A lot of YouTubers have shouted us out. Doomcock, shout us out. Midnight's Edge After Dark, Mecca Random, Anti-Trekker, Lore, Reloaded. If I'm forgetting somebody, please forgive me. Comics Division. Yeah, a lot of YouTubers helped. Because we kind of help each other. It's kind of cool for the most part. Here is a $5 to make it 25 pounds. Gary, not euros. Gotcha. Thank you, Brent. I will remember pounds. I'm just going to say pounds, even if it is euros, because it's better. It just sounds better. Do I want to read this article? I was going to kind of save that for a video. Oh yeah. This is interesting. You guys know about what a culture, right? They're one of those sites that I used to love, and I don't know. I mean, I'm like you guys. I like YouTubers I can just talk to. I don't like super polished, slick stuff. That's not going to happen here. There's gonna this is as good as it's going to get. I'm not going to, I mean, like, do you know how long it took to put those action figures up? It sucks dusting them, by the way. Once in 6 months, it's a pain in the ass. So this is, I'll switch figures out. We'll see if any of you guys notice. Brian Smart was always good at picking. But what a culture. Here, I'll show you guys. This was interesting. Ranked. So every Doctor Who finale ranked worst to best. And look at that. The Battle of Ranskoor Avkolos. Jodie Whittaker's first final, much like her entire series, was incredibly underwhelming. Wow. It's not just a quiet group of sexist you-know-whats in the corner. The Battle of Ranskoor Avkolos saw Whittaker reunite with her first enemy Tim Shaw, who had abused the power of two ancient beings over thousands of years to seek his revenge on the Doctor, and then got shot in the foot by a companion. The episode does have a few redeeming qualities. It does. Most notably of these is Bradley Walsh's Graham. Yeah, but like, honestly, if one of your three companions is by far the best thing in your show, that's a serious, serious problem. Who has one of the more shocking moments of the series when he tells the Doctor that he will kill Tim Shaw if he sees him. Honestly, that was, I would call that, if you want to say best scene of series 11, that was it. I wish he would have stuck to his guns. While he doesn't kill him at the end, this creates one of the few truly deep character moments across the series and gives Whittaker a real moral dilemma to contemplate. As for the rest of the episode, very little else can be praised. Tim Shaw is an incredibly disappointing final villain who would be better served as a in an animated 3-minute special about delivering Christmas presents. I inserted that in there. A mid-season antagonist for Tennant or Smith. Oh, what? Oh, God, no. Despite the supposed power of the Ux in the episode is almost never tense, and much of it relies on Chris Chibnall and Whittaker herself, which honestly, if you have to rely on either of those people, you're not doing very well. Come on. Chris Chibnall writes good, like dark, serious drama. I mean, good is relative. Some people like that stuff. I'm really not into drama. I'm not in life or on television. And he cannot do a fun, joyful romp. That is clear. And a person like that shouldn't be anywhere near Doctor Who. While he doesn't kill him in the end, he creates one of those truly deep character moments across the story. Gives Whittaker. Oh wait, all right, I read that already. Despite the power, where was I? Chris Chibnall Whittaker herself. While she does deserve some respect for having to make the most of some terrible scripts, she is still unable to create the kind of tension that the series is known for, especially in their finales. At the end of the episode, almost nothing has changed outside of Graham's arc, and the episode could easily be forgotten within the same day. Not the mark of a good finale. And let's talk about that. I am noticing that not just in Doctor Who, I am noticing it in a lot of things, especially, say, Iron Fist and some of the Marvel stuff I was talking about. Our characters are ending up in this, they're not growing. There seems to be a major villain problem in Hollywood. They don't want to do outright villains. Every villain has to be like the Magneto type of villain, like a villain with good with some motivation that you can understand to make it relatable. It's postmodernism. You know what? You can have just straight up bad things and bad people, especially in Doctor Who. You can have an alien race that's a hive mind. Please, no hive minds. It's actually overdone, but that doesn't feel emotions or something like that. That needs to be done. We need the return of real bad guys and girls who just want to, listen, like the Joker in The Dark Knight, who just likes to destroy things. Yeah. Let's get to the chat. I thought that was interesting. And then I don't know. We can go see how they rank the rest, but ranking that at the bottom, and what a culture is. I mean, they're not Collider, okay, because they're still honest about some stuff, but I still think they're, potential shill. Potential. I'm not going to say outright shill because I haven't watched their stuff in a long time. You guys be the judge. Yeah. You guys be the judge. Let's get back to the chat. Comrade Burnfred, Putin's axe fielder. I'm proud of the Whovians. All Trekkies should be abandoned CBS. They really should. Comrade, I sent a message to Doomcock today that I will tell you all. And it was just like, sometimes I'll randomly message you. I don't know if he appreciates that or not, but, but I sent him, I'm like, I'm sensing there isn't a lot of interest in Star Trek Discovery. CBS looks desperate. I was looking at the analytics of our reviews. There's also a way to kind of see other people's reviews and judge like if there's interest, and it's not sometimes it's the people making the video, but most of the time you can judge interest in a show by how many views it gets across a few YouTube channels that cover it. And I see a definite downturn in interest in Star Trek Discovery. It's not there. There's the only interest that I'm really seeing is people are still mad. I think the backers of that episode, I think they were just there to back it for the political correct reasons, and they'll bow out. I don't know if they're going to stick around for season 2. And that's the other thing. When you're making shows for critics and for identity politics, those kind of people don't stick around for things. They don't. They just, and I'm talking about people who are just ideologues, who just that they don't even care about the show. Yes, there's a little bit on both sides of that, but I haven't really seen that here. And here it's people who cared about the show, or at least care about their entertainment being preserved. And that's it. And I am as well. I'm very proud of you Whovians. Surprised, proud, and maybe a little shame on me for not having a little more faith, sorry about that. If who's RLM? If RLM turned on, okay, sorry, I know, Mako. Red Letter Media. If Red Letter Media turned on STD, not sure it's a split base. They usually have the pulse of the majority of the people. That's true, Mako. That's a very good point. So maybe the tide's turning, or maybe it's safe to turn on it. That's a problem with getting too big. I'm not saying I don't watch a ton of Red Letter Media, so this isn't a judgment on them. But okay, we'll do it with Disney. When a company gets too damn big, it can't take risks. It's got to be safe. I think the same applies to YouTube channels, maybe. Did you see the trailer for season 2? That shite was playing during a commercial on CBS. Jason Bourne, I have. It's. I noticed the de-emphasis on Michael Burnham. I did notice that. They should cancel Doctor Who and make a movie instead with a different cast. Angel Feliciano, that would be something when they were mentioning it before, I was 100% against. I am 100% for that now. I think now's the time to maybe do a movie franchise to make things better. The thing is, they're kind of stuck right now. They can't do anything until 2012. And the delay in the series, it doesn't take 2 years it didn't take 2 years to make that. There's something else going on. There are so many ways they could have done a female doctor so much better rather than giving the base fandom the finger. Kathy Bartley, you're exactly right. And I talked about it last live stream, how you could have done it and won most of the people back. You're not going to win everybody. They should have a fan vote of no confidence in Jody and Chips. Well, Fred Flintoff, they are giving them awards. They are giving them awards. Thanks for covering this. I've been pissed off about this for some time now, and some of the other YouTube guys just don't cover this. Great work, bro. Hey, thanks, Edward Hodge. Yeah, it's hard to cover everything. You know, it is hard to cover everything, but we are a TV first thing. I think I delve into the MCU once in a while. But yeah, if it's Star Trek and Doctor Who, I'm covering it. When Star Wars goes to TV, I will be covering it. Amazon UK has closed down the reviews for Doctor Who season 11. Just tried to review it. Yes, somebody brought that to my attention yesterday, and I think SC Reviews did a video on it. I haven't watched the video, but somebody told me he did. And yeah, that's interesting. That's going to be part of my next video. I can, whatever. Full transparency here at Nerdrotic. So my patrons voted, rightfully so, a while back. We're going to change the name to Think About Television. No, I'm just kidding. Come on, DNC. What are you doing, man? Diversity in Comics changed his name to Think About Comics, and I think he's insane for doing that, but he hasn't asked me yet. So especially when he had like just all the momentum in the world. I'm sure it won't hurt it though. No, we are going to change we're going to drop the channel. That's something I've been wanting to do forever. And just, I was ready to do it, but things have been going so good. I'm kind of superstitious, but that will be happening. And I'll probably do it. At the same time I put out a certain video. I have promised to do another Rotten Tomatoes video when it gets to 20%. Where is it at? I think it was 22 last time I checked. Doctor Who. Doctor Who. Self-produced TV show. One moment, folks. One moment. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go. Still at 22%. So we got 2% to go. That gives me a couple days. Actually, I need it. I'm a little behind on videos. I like to release my videos early in the morning, but that's not going to happen for a couple of them. Some of them you're going to get in the afternoon. But that's what it's at right now, folks. And if we go, you know how they make it like really hard to find? So you have to click on that, and then you have to go watch those damn critics again. There's individual episodes. I want you all to notice that 88% for arachnids in the UK. Are you effing kidding me? Are you kidding me? So yeah, every time we get clap back for saying Doctor's too PC and they go, oh, you don't like the Rosa episode. I'm all, no, it's the arachnids in the UK episode that's actually the worst, in my opinion, as far as politics is concerned. Giving no opinion on my actual politics, which I don't do here. I think I like to. It's not like I'm a Pollyanna. I want politics is fine if it's shown in a politically neutral way. That's all I'm saying. That's all I've ever asked. But arachnids in the UK really goes above and beyond in its absurdity, absolute absurdity. But yeah, you have to go down and here's where you view all the audience scores, like way down there. So what do we have? We have half-star reviews that are paragraphs long, and then we have the 5-star reviews with just a name. Now you have a name here with a percentage point. There is something up with that, but it doesn't get flagged. So see these little flags? You guys know this. That's the counted reviews. Sylvester K is a super reviewer. Let's read this. Can we do a live read? The critics are liars. I accidentally watched an episode and my God, it was awful and full of stereotypes. Thank you. The best character was the old man who speaks the truth on multiple occasions. Everyone else was a diversity insert. And hey, again, I'm doing a video on this, but you notice that these companies come out and saying, we are hiring for diversity. That is our priority. And then when somebody says, hey, you hired for diversity first, racist. So they can say it to point it out, but if you point it out to them, you're a racist. Is that, and the argument doesn't even work anymore. It's a joke. And what they've done is they've the word racist, which people used to be so scared to be called, now it's meaningless, which I think there might be actually some good and bad to that. Very lackluster season behind Graham. The companions have next to no personalities and are useless. The stories are complete. A lot of things made no sense. Episode 4 is the worst on this. Hey, see, the doctor tries her best, but the writing is just awful. Politics have been handled very well in the Doctor Who, but this season didn't do it at all. It was just annoying and cringy. The problem is there is no that episode. I think he's probably talking about it episode. That is just excellent. The best for me was the Witchfinders, which was quite good, actually. Not really. But most of the episodes are either meh or suck. Even Rosa, who has the best ending, is just boring. All the rest of the episode, it didn't have the best ending. I thought that ending was awful. Although the season has the worst villains ever. Not memorable, not threatening, just ridiculous, really weak season. But some episodes, Punjab, the Witch One, and Kerblam, save it from total disaster. I disagree. As a Doctor Who fan, I am disappointed, and it has nothing to do with the Doctor being a woman. And Missy is my favorite master, by the way. And you know, males feel the need to qualify, and that's fine if you do. Again, no judgment, but that's not necessary. It is not necessary. It is okay to say you don't like a female doctor. It doesn't make you a bad person. My God, I didn't show you this one. Here it go. God, I'm not going to read it, but look at this. You don't see 5-star reviews doing this. Did it get counted? Yeah. Look at that. Natalia A. Oh, it's in a different language too. So la serie es mala, no tiene ninguna constituida con las temporadas. I can't speak. I can. I might have to translate that. Wow, look at the length of these things. Yeah. So again, to the title of this podcast, it's a full-on revolt. It is not a split. It is not a split fan base. Yeah, there's a 5-star review. That's a paragraph. Holy, Chris C beats Natalia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, roughly 20 paragraphs. There's a 5-star 1 paragraph. We're four in. There's a 4-star 1 paragraph. There's a 2-star 1 paragraph. Look at that. Here, okay. This is all like, this is the first one I've seen that's multiple paragraphs in all of my journeys. So, and not that I've read every single page, but I've gone over most of them. Yeah, that's crazy. Back to the chat. So yeah, if it's 20%, I'll make it a trilogy and I'll probably leave it there. But there's other things we can do Rotten Tomato videos on if you guys like them. Apparently you do. So we had a video hit over 200,000 views. That's amazing. Chris, oh wait. Okay. Mr. Belvedere. Hello, Mr. Belvedere. Why do shareholders allow politics over profit? because shareholders actually don't have much say until it's too late. That's the problem. They have to trust the people that have been put in charge. And for some reason, in about 2016, 2017, Hollywood and the BBC got it in their head that it was okay to be political. Like that was marketable. They based it on what? I don't know. I would love to hear the trend data that they got. We know why the sex swapping thing is happening, because Wonder Woman was a success. So everybody decided, women are it now. And that's not the case. And that's how much work they put into it. They didn't understand that Wonder Woman was a success because she has been around for 75 years. She's a well-established character. She is one of the top 3 DC comic characters. She is beloved. And guess who bought most of her comics? Men. A vast majority of men made Wonder Woman successful over years and years and years and years. Now she's an icon. She's an icon. The Doctor Who brain trust must have thought, well, the Doctor's an icon and we can make her female, so that should work. But they didn't look much past that, obviously. So yeah, that's a good question. But well, Disney, for example, can hide a lot of things too. They can hide a lot of things. With the MCU props up Disney quite well, and Pixar to some extent, but Disney's like remaking animated series now. I mean, that is out of ideas. That is, like Aladdin looks terrible, looks awful. Now, disclaimer, not a fan of Disney. I like Disneyland, not a fan of Disney. I was pissed when they bought Marvel. I was pissed when they bought Star Wars. And yeah, and it turned out when they bought Marvel, we did a podcast in the store, and I'll release it on my website someday. I have found it. And there was like 9 of us, so it's kind of a mess. But every single one of us said, oh, we'll probably get really good movies and the comics will suffer, if not go away. And that's what's happening right now. Chris, thank you for the super chat. Chris Daly, $5. I can tell you with some authority and knowledge, best sales for Jodie Whittaker's 13 Doctor are way off compared to other seasons. Hey, if you got some inside information, Chris, nerdrotics@gmail.com, please. We have an email attached to the channel, but it's kind of long, and just go to nerdrotics, plural, @gmail.com with anything. Let me know if I can say your name or not. I do have to try to verify it, but if you got stuff, let me know, and I'll pass it on. Of course, I will, anonymity is the key to everything. So that's, yeah. And I've heard the same thing, Chris. I've heard the same thing from my insiders at certain toy places, or my insider. Dakota, thank you for the $5. Dakota Stanton, $10. I think if they've had Jodie, I think if they could have had Jodie had act more like had her act more like the Doctor, and had a line or two about River giving the Doctor her regenerations. Yeah, I think if they would have inserted more past Doctor Who to make it more cohesive with the rest of the story, I think that might have helped. Yeah, they did her a disservice. That was the dumbest creative move ever. We're going to make the first female Doctor empathetic, insecure. We're going to like put nothing familiar in it. Man, that is calling your shot. That is calling your shot. There needs to be some humility, like, I'm sure, the media creates most of this too, with the whole first female Doctor or first black female, lead in a Star Trek. There's, and that's kind of the Black Panther thing. The Black Panther, they didn't come out and say it, but they really insinuated that this is the first black superhero, which is just ridiculous and stupid. And went into the marketing, but hey, your job well done. Job well done. And Black Panther was an okay movie. I think it's a little overrated, but it was okay. With this, they keep saying she made history. she replaced a guy in a TV show. She's not the first sex swapped character ever. Sonequa Martin Green, again, is not even the first black female EXO in a sci-fi series, and she's nowhere near the best. Now, I don't know the answer to that question. I know Naomi Nagata came before Michael Burnham, but I'm sure there's been something if I think about it for 2 seconds. But it's hard to do that during a live stream, but you guys can help me out on that one. It's really not the first of anything. It's the studios making a big deal about it, and then hubbub starts instead of just, and they know they have to do that because they know their product sucks. You know a product sucks when they have to point out everything else but the story. Let's get to the chat. Oh, that would have been a good hook after Doctor Who regenerated into a girl. Oh, look. Oh, looks like River Song's time energy really took. Would have been a lovely quip. Porky, it really would have. Sorry, I didn't understand that, Dakota. You know, it's my reading comprehension. Yeah, so that would have been great. That would have been great. There's a lot of things they could have done. But they didn't want to do those things, ladies and gentlemen. That's not what they wanted to do. They really, like the Rosa episode is supposed to make people feel bad. That whole creating conversation. No, it's supposed to make you feel bad. Okay. So they went into a Doctor Who episode looking to make you think, no, make you feel bad, which I didn't. I felt bad because the show sucked, but they wanted to do things, when they put a pregnant man, well, that's a gag and it's funny by itself. But when you put it in the context of this show, there's way more to it than just a visual gag. Believe me. If you look at everything in the context of the show, you watch every episode, there is an underlying message that they were definitely trying to get across, and they could sit there and go, what are you talking about? No, we weren't trying to make men look bad. You're just seeing things. You're ridiculous. Oh, okay. Okay. Or not look bad. More mock the situation. We're on to that. We got you. Yeah. And that probably is why some people are pissed off and just annoyed. And they felt like they needed to do that rather than entertain us. And they probably got some good chuckles in the boardroom. Are you chuckling now? Probably not. Probably not. So, that's why I don't feel bad about pointing any of this stuff out. You brought it on yourself, BBC. Gamer Gambit. I have the Funko set, most signed books, comics, plus signed photos from the cast from 63 to 17. All episodes found, all Sonic devices, and much more. This series, I only own a Jodie Funko with which faces the wall. Gamer Gambit, thanks for the $10. Yeah, I didn't buy anything. The only thing I bought with the logo on it was the Peter Davidson Blu-ray season 1 and then the Tom Baker season 1 Blu-ray. But no toys. I'm done. Second half, or I'll rip them out of the package or something, which I mostly do. Yeah, you have more stuff than me. I have every single 5-inch figure from the modern line, and I have some older stuff too. Chris Daly, $5. My knowledge comes from being the owner of wibbly-wobbly-timey-wimey.com. And I know that our sales were like for the last several seasons. Oh, Chris Daly, we need to talk. Nerdrotics@gmail.com. So I don't have data from the last 5 years, but I sold Doctor Who toys for a long time at my comic shop in San Francisco, California. Had the largest section, Doctor Who section in Northern California, not a small area, by the way. And I saw stuff dipping. Well, when they basically went down for action figures, went down to the 3-inch, 3.25-inch action figures. People dipped out on that. Thank you for the $5. £5 from Mazamonte. I have to pay my BBC license fee. Used to be jail time if you didn't pay that, by the way. So I resent the fact that I can't see Doctor Who clips on YouTube. Yeah, I would. Um, how did they used to back in the day? How did they used to tell if you weren't paying your license? Is it true that there was like some truck or something that drove around, or I mean, like, or did people just rat you out? How did that work? Okay, I got to catch up on some chat here. Please excuse me while I enjoy some some lovely Pete's coffee. Just joined the stream. I admittedly lost interest in following Doctor Who around season 8. Blue Cat 42, I don't blame you. Season 8 was the last like really good one all the way through. I wouldn't say really good, but it was mostly good. I liked it. I enjoyed it for what it was. Capaldi, imagine what the ratings would that for that series if it wasn't for him. That guy, I mean, his back must be tired. He carried a show for 3 seasons. Russian bot addiction. Dr. Woke versus the condescending. There were visual signs, e.g., aerials on roofs, signal finders, and noisy neighbors reporting non-licensed payers. Okay. Oh my God, they had you telling on each other? Ew. We got a saying here in the States about snitches. Really? Holy crap. I wasn't even looking at the number, folks. That's fantastic. Hi, everybody. Wow. That's a lot of people. BBC detector vans were a scam. They didn't work. They used what okay. What they used was social engineering to get a foot in the door. Fete fatale. That's gross. Yeah. Snitching on people. In France, it is for the whole TV. If you don't pay, they send you a guy which can fill you with taxes if they have any TV. God, that is woo. Yeah, I'll take the cable bill. We had a television detector vans that drove around the streets and they'd knock at your door. And if you had to show them your license. Weird. Oh, yeah, that's not good. I couldn't watch Capaldi's season. They had too much SJW stuff, etc. I won't even try don't. Cop Sure Renegade. Yeah, don't. And yeah, it was getting worse with Capaldi. It was in his era. 8 wasn't so bad, but then it ramped up in 9. 9 was bad. 9 was bad. There was a couple like Clara talking about how testosterone is intolerable. And I love hearing that. It's like you do know we're born with that, right? I mean, it's not like if we, like most of us don't actually like it, like myself, but it's not like we really had a choice. Yeah, and hearing lines like that really turned me off. And then the William Hartnell thing in Capaldi's last episode in Twice Upon a Time was a disgrace, was an absolute disgrace. The vans were fake. Okay. Well, even if they were, the thought of them, I mean, that's like 1984 shit. Yeah, that wouldn't go here. That wouldn't really go here. There's some houses. Yeah, I could see one of those vans going through like Hunter's Point. That would not end well. That would not end well at all. Hunter's Point's it's a sketchy neighborhood here in San Francisco. Doctor Who should do an episode about detector vans. That would well, they kind of did. Angel. Do I have that action figure? Oh man, it was just up there. That was a Mark Gatiss episode, by the way. Well, I'm blanking on the title right now. In Ireland, they try to make you pay for a TV license now, even if you don't want a TV. They try to make any device with a screen, such as a phone, enough to warrant TV license. People, you cannot put up with that. No, do not put up with that. A phone tax. Well, we already get phone tax, by the way. We do. I mean, we do here. It's mixed into your bill. Capaldi talking about whitewashing rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah. The doctor also said something about capitalism, and he mentioned a president's name. Yeah, he mentioned a president's name in season 10. And yes, I know they have mentioned Nixon. Well, Nixon has been dead for a long time, and that's like more historic. You know, time has passed on that one. And even when they were calling him Tricky Dick to his face and stuff, they the character Nixon was still interesting in that episode. The doctor has witnessed genocide and war, but whitewashing bothers him. Halson 85. When the doctor mentioned if I was a bloke this season, that was just like, so that's the whole reason they did this. The whole reason they did that was to work towards that joke. Was the doctor is 2,000 years old, and Peter Capaldi sat down to Clara and even said, I am beyond all this stuff. I am too old for all this stuff. So if you're beyond it, you're beyond it. I mean, if anything, the doctor would just go, whatever. Yeah, speaking of the Nixon episode, the impossible astronaut here, we got to talk about somebody has passed who was in Doctor Who and Star Trek. He was in Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. His son was in The Impossible Astronaut 2, and we need to acknowledge this. Actor William Morgan Shepherd dies today at 86. May he rest in peace. He was, memorable, he's a good character actor, been around for a long time. Oh man. Right there. We want to spend some time with my father today, though he couldn't speak. We held hands. We laughed. He was so happy to see us. We left and came home. A good day. He was rushed to the hospital and passed at 6:30 p.m. My mother by his side. I was so grateful that he didn't have to suffer any longer. Thank you for all the kind words, love, and prayers. And that is from the real Mark Shepherd. And yeah, I like, okay. I'm sorry, did I say British actor William Morgan Shepherd has passed away. He was 86. Shepherd is best known for playing 4 different roles across Star Trek television and movies. He played Rura Penth, Commandant in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. He played Commodore Data's grandfather, Ira Graves, in Star Trek The Next Generation episode, The Schizoid Man. He also played I can't even say this name, Katai in Star Trek Voyager episode Bliss. His final Star Trek role was that of a Vulcan Science Council minister in a 2009 Star Trek reboot movie. He also appeared in Doctor Who season 6 episode The Impossible Astronaut. He played the older version of character Canton Everett Delaware III. His son, popular character actor Mark Shepherd, who great characters, Crowley in Supernatural, by the way, back when I watched Supernatural, played the younger version. Both Shepherds are among the few actors to appear in both Star Trek and Star Wars franchise. The Shepherds also played the older and younger versions of the same character in an episode of NCIS. They played Marcin Jarek, a Polish-born former interrogator for the CIA in season 6 episode Broken Bird. Mark Shepherd made a statement about his father's death on Instagram. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. $5 super chat from Mark C. Only merch I bought was the Eccleston and Tennant box set. I'm good. That's pretty good. There's an Eccleston box set. I missed that. I didn't know that. I bought a lot of stuff, but my favorite Big Chief, which I don't display, is my 1/6 scale Tom Baker, which is worth a few bucks, and then the 1/6 scale Eccleston. Yes, remember Monty Python's skit about the detector van from Captain Robert April? Hey, buddy, hope your mom feels better. Yeah, we're over 700 viewers, but like, yeah, talking about people dying like kind of bums people out. Don't forget, Shepard was the soul taker in Babylon 5. Chris Persia, I need to watch more Babylon 5. That's how I come. I didn't know that, but hey, thanks for pointing that out. To know him is to love him, and to love him is to know him. Kate Blanchett will be playing the 15th Doctor, I'm fairly certain. Kate Blanchett was pretty brave when she came out and said, defended the right of straight actors to play gay characters when that was a hubbub. So props to her for saying that. And I've always been a fan of hers. I have. She's been in a lot of good genre stuff. Douglas Nelson, you're absolutely right. If you take the PC politics out of Chibnall's Doctor Who, and you would still have plots lacking in imagination and passion, period. End of story. It was a combination of both things. Even in my last video, I just said it was part of the reason. It wasn't the whole reason for it sucking, because I still managed to watch season 10 and just ignore the political stuff because I like Capaldi. That helps. The BBC is blackwashing history for feminism and contrived diversity. If we did this anywhere else, it would be, well, it would be what? Howdy, cynical Lindsay. How's it going? Scarro Trek. Should Doctor Who return to the classic format? At this point, yes. I think we should do some two-parters, maybe go half-hour episodes. Hey, that worked for Ash versus Evil Dead. When it was good, Ash versus Evil Dead got canceled because it was on Stars. If it was anywhere else, it would have probably been doing better. It probably would still be running. Stars kind of killed that show. So 30-minute episodes. I know probably a lot of people didn't watch Homecoming, and it actually worked for Homecoming as well. I'm not against that at all. Yeah, The End of Time had a president in it as well, but it wasn't. It was more of a visual. You're right. It was more of a visual gag. It wasn't a no. When Peter Capaldi brought up his president, it was a judgment. My favorite autograph is Tom Baker wishing me a happy birthday. Best autograph gift a Whovian could have. You're right, Gamer Gambit. They have no choice but to go back to the old format. Otherwise, it's dead, says Alex Brown. I agree with you. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. It would be cheaper to produce. You know what? With Doctor Who, you don't need to have the greatest special effects in the world. I don't. I mean, you got to keep up with the, like, honestly, they have to be better because of the quality of cameras you have and quality of TVs. But I watched Doctor Who season 11. The effects were not good. And you can't tell me that would, like, Game of Thrones taking an extra year. Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of dragons involved. We're going to be doing multiple battles. It's cinematic. Of course. Yes. But I've said it before. Expanse is taking maybe 1 month over the time they did last time to come out with the show. That's understandable because it's an effects heavy show. Christ, even Star Trek Discovery came out within a year. So don't tell me Doctor Who is harder, please. And The Expanse was probably running on the same budget as Doctor Who before it went to Amazon. Fox has canceled so many genre shows, I lost track, and many of them with better ratings than the Orville. Angel, you're right. Ratings don't really matter that much anymore, though, because Sci-Fi canceled. What what Sci-Fi canceled The Expanse, Stars canceled Ash vs. Evil Dead. They both have better ratings than Winona Earp, which won People's Choice Award for Best Science Fiction Show on Television. I think that show has maybe been brought up once here. What happened to Rick and Morty in season 4? I don't know, because I didn't watch it. Are there any series 9 episodes you liked? I'm trying to remember some. So distant. I'm gonna say I liked Hellbent. I did like Hellbent. Heaven Sent was what the second to last one. That was Hellbent, right? Hellbent or Heaven Sent. The one where it was just Peter Capaldi by himself. That was a great episode. That was a good episode. Rachel Talalay directed that. She directed Tank Girl. I can't get into the Orville. It's not for everybody. And honestly, this is a good time to talk about. Stars has occasionally great shows. They do. People forget about Party Down nonsense, like Party Down nonsense, like Da Vinci's Demons was even fun. It was. And, they had Penny Dreadful. They had Ash vs. Evil Dead. They have Counterpart right now. They have good shows. Okay. So, if you're into science, weather, earthquakes, and volcanoes, check out Gamer Gambit's channel. Thank you, Cato. Is a good time to talk about the Orville's ratings real quick, guys, because they're not good. They are not good. Let's go to TV. We're going to look at American ratings really quick. If you still want to talk about Doctor Who, put it in the chat. I'll read it. We're not going anywhere yet. Going to TV series finale. That's the best place to go to for ratings. It's called TV series finale. And they just do overnights, though. There's nothing that does aggregate, or not aggregate, but consolidated. Got my words mixed up. That happens. California, publicly educated here. Yeah, I just want to share this with you guys. This is really horrible for the States. So you can double this. All these ratings, go ahead and double them for streaming and everything and DVR. It's still way down from season 1. So season 1 was averaging about 3.5 million to 4 million viewers an episode. Honestly, more people were watching Doctor Who in the UK than this show. And I don't know if it's being streamed. I don't know what's going on. But most, I've heard people who can't get into it because they're not Seth fans, and I understand that. It's just hard to say. For one, it's a Star Trek parody, and again, forgive me, Star Trek fans, but you're a wonderful, passionate fan base. You were the first fandom. You started conventions. You started everything, but you're not huge. You're not like Star Wars, and you're not like Doctor Who. It's not super huge worldwide. It's still one of the top 3. Don't get me wrong, but when you do parody, maybe it doesn't bring. I'm trying to find reasons. Or maybe because it's on Fox, maybe people just plain ass aren't watching overnight TV anymore in America, which I think has a lot to do with it. Nobody ever talks about YouTube and how much YouTube is stealing from everybody, stealing viewers, by the way. So yeah, you had 2.5 million people watching the episode, but the demo rating is way down. So I don't know what that's about, but I think there's a concern. I heard something about a renewal. I would be happy to hear that, but right now it's not looking good. I don't think it's too early to say save the Orville, guys. If you're passionate about the show, this show maybe should be somewhere else. Maybe most shows should be somewhere else now. I'm trying to think how many network TV shows I actually cover here. And I think this is the only one. Now, I think this is the only one. Everything else is on a cable channel or on a streaming service now. But it's a bummer. It's a bummer. I don't like it. I don't make the rules though. I don't make the rules. Okay, we got to get to a couple super chats here. Dakota Stanton, $5. It's because STD was running at the same time. You think so? But it was only 15 minutes and it sucked. No, Dakota, I'm telling you, the interest in Star Trek Discovery is just not there. It's just not there. It'll be interesting to see how many people are actually even upset about it. I know I'm ramping up to get ready for it. We're going to be covering it. But it just doesn't seem like even upset people are that upset anymore. They're just like, oh God, I think they're just waiting for it to end. I don't think anybody expects this to go 3 seasons. Thank you for the £1, Michael Dignam. I appreciate it. I could be wrong. Once it fires up again, people could be just get right. You know what? That happened with Doctor Who. It happened with Doctor Who. People were quiet. It started up. People started freaking out. The Orville needs to move to TBS. So what you're saying is the Orville needs to move to TBS? Maybe, or maybe just, maybe they believe the critics, but the critic score is a lot different for season 2 than it is for season 1. You did notice that, right? I'm sure everybody did. It's a lot different. Does that have something to do with Fox buying them? Oh God. Yeah, partially. Orville season 2 Rotten Tomatoes. Oh yeah. Look at this. I mean, it's a very small critic score, so it's kind of hard to judge, but wow, you want to talk about a different story here. Oh wow, that's weird. How did it that was weird. How was backwards like that? I've never seen the back of an internet page. Just kidding. Yeah. Orville season 2, 100% from the critics. Audience score 93%. Now that's only 400 in, and we're only 2 episodes in, and we have 9 critics, so it's too early to tell. But that is incredible compared to this, don't you think? Hey, it went up a percentage point since my video. That's interesting. So, yeah, I don't know what's behind that. I'm sure it's not Fox buying Disney. I'm sure it has nothing to do with it whatsoever. The BBC released an op-ed some time ago stating that the public perception of detection vans had been a lucrative deception. Interesting. From the BBC. I like the Orville, and I get 1 season. You get 1 season. Are you missing season 2? Network TV is dead. If your show is only on network TV, and you are in trouble, I totally agree, Von Spam. I don't even turn on my TV and haven't watched broadcast type of show in 2+ years. I haven't either. We have a 4K TV in a living room that I might turn on once in a while to watch a 4K Blu-ray. I mean, once in a while. But we used to sit in front of that thing all the time, and now we don't. And I'm just like you. It's been years. I watch everything in here for the show. Disney bought Fox, not the other way around. Please correct. Did I say Fox bought Disney? No, I meant Disney bought Fox. I meant Disney bought Fox. I don't pay for a TV license anymore, and I'm only gaming on TV, so they left me alone. There you go. Good, Thanos 43 Infinity. Jaloja has 5.7 million consolidated so far. Not bad, not good. Yeah, it's not terrible. That's not terrible. That's better than its average from last year. Tyler X 2F01, so it could stick around. Hey, I like the show. It was 26% spot last week. It might have been 23% before, but I'm currently watching this live stream on my 4K TV. I'm sorry. You can see all my wrinkles. It probably doesn't look that great on my on 30 frames per second 180p camera. That cost $100. Is Disney a monopoly now? Yes, SBG by in every sense of the word, but for some reason we don't enforce those laws anymore. And the reason we don't is because technically the Fox company still exists and the Marvel company still exists, and they let them run themselves autonomously a little bit. But yeah, I want to say if maybe it wasn't quite as bad as Bell Telephone, but it's getting awfully close, and they broke up Bell. So it just doesn't matter anymore. Obviously, so many laws have changed, and I'm not aware of what, but honestly, what Google probably is too. And I had to deal with one in the comic industry. Diamond Comics is a monopoly by accident because nobody wants to distribute comics, and really seeing how one works is why we should never have one. Diamond Comics were the distributor for my comic book store. They've never felt the need to innovate. They had ancient computer software. They had a dumb program. And they just never felt the need to do anything creative or good to change the industry. And now we're in the situation we're at with comic stores dying left and right. More to come, by the way, on that one. If Disney is going to kill the Orville like they did with Star Wars, I hope not. God, Disney in charge of Buffy and the Orville and Firefly and X-Files is, I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, no, I do. I don't like it. The fact that Bill Gorman has been making ratings-based predictions for about a decade, and he currently lists it as likely renewed, means he wasn't worried about those ratings. Okay, I've never heard of Bill Gorman, but don't mind me. I will trust you. I will check it out. Diamond Comics is the only distributor now. Nope, they are not. Actually, there is another one, Tyler X2F01. There is one called Baker and Taylor, but they don't distribute in the same fashion as Diamond. So you technically could own a comic store and exist through Baker and Taylor. Any update on the lawsuit against CBS by Anas Abdeen? Not that I have seen, but I'll check his Twitter real quick. I was going to do an update video when Star Trek Discovery premieres, but let's go to his Twitter. It is time to kind of get you guys caught up to speed on that. Did you know Star Trek Discovery probably has been plagiarized from a friend named Anas Abdeen? He is a game designer, and the comment opened wounds. This is exactly how it feels to be plagiarized. Someone gets to your intellect, steals it, and pretend it's theirs, says Anas Abdeen. I did a lawsuit video. You could check my channel. It's got 91,000 views now. I'm trying to see if he has put anything up recently. Sorry, talk amongst yourselves. I would direct you to his Twitter. All right, I'm going to show you his Twitter. And follow him. And he is a nice guy. He gets a lot of crap from Star Trek fans. Star Trek fans, I will remind you that it's not a personal attack on you that Star Trek Discovery decided to possibly lift somebody else's work, and that guy defends himself. That's not an attack on you. So, you know what I hear a lot here? I hear a lot, why are you a 50-year-old guy talking about I'm almost 50, by the way, 49, talking about critics and Doctor Who? Because I can. I got a microphone and an internet connection. Simple. That's that. If you're trying to shame me or something like that, good luck. There's no shame to my game. Good luck. Yes, I'm a proud 50-year-old guy talking about Doctor Who with action figures behind me. Yeah, attack away. Come on. But if you're defending for that same argument, if you're defending a show vehemently that you have not worked on, got paid from, you might spend time watching it and invested time into it, but you don't own it. And to attack an innocent man right now who is simply going about his business, he didn't even know that Star Trek Discovery was very similar to his point and click video game until people told him. And even then he went, listen, he tried to talk to him. At first he's like, you're crazy. Then he watched the show and went, at first he was enjoying it. And then he went, holy shit. He saw the tardigrade. He saw the characters in there. And it like, there was a lot of similarities. So here we're presenting to everybody, and he's got him right here in his first tweet. All right. Just look at him. He plants him out there, but just the big blue tardigrade that travels in time and space is enough. But the blue glowing and the white crackly stuff. Look at it right next to it. Michael Burnham look at the bottom left. There's Yolanda, his character. Her costume that she's wearing, that looks exactly like the prisoner costume Michael Burnham was wearing in the first episode. There is a gay relationship between a white man and a not white man that look a lot alike. There is a Tilly-like character. Some stuff you can go, So one of these things by themselves, I would go, whatever. All of these things, it gets way beyond coincidence. So what happened was, this is just my speculation. A writer, somebody involved in the writer's room, or maybe a head writer, was crammed for ideas, needed an idea, and saw their kid or accidentally, or was looking up tardigrades and saw this and went, maybe they thought the video game was defunct and not developed for whatever reason. I'm trying to be nice about this. Maybe they just outright freaking stole it and didn't think they would get caught because they were backed by CBS. Maybe speculation, maybe CBS knew it and said, oh, we can beat this guy. Just go ahead with it. That is a possibility, don't you think? I think it's a possibility. Whatever happened, in my opinion, this guy got screwed big time and deserves money, lots of it. And he tried to work with them, and they gave him the finger. So he's giving them the finger back. My favorite part about the interview is, okay, CBS hasn't officially commented yet, but they're going to have to because this thing is going to court. They have hired an attorney. So CBS now acknowledges that there is a lawsuit. Their negotiation with Anas Abdeen was, hey, we'll stop using the tardigrade and we promise not to sue you. Okay, so Anas, like any other human being, remembered that. And when CBS made a request, because Anas, when he sued, he added Netflix to the lawsuit, CBS All Access, and CBS came to him asking him for something. Remind you, after they told him to basically go take a hike, they asked him to drop Netflix and somebody else from the lawsuit, and he's all, tell you what, I'll add some more people to the lawsuit. So I'll add, he added some more CBS companies to the lawsuit, which I thought was awesome. I thought that was freaking the stones on this guy. And you know what? It must be incredibly intimidating taking on this company that will at least threaten. I'm sure he's gotten threatened going, we'll take everything you have. We'll crush you. We'll destroy you. Now, they probably didn't say words like that. Again, I'm speculating. They probably just insinuated like, well, you have a lot to lose, don't you? Are you sure you want to go through with this? I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened. So hopefully he's got good attorneys. Anas is the real deal. Anas has not asked for crowdfunding or anything. And honestly, I wouldn't blame him for doing that. And I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. And believe me, I will be giving him money. He will be getting some of my money the minute he asks for it, because I believe in this, because there's something beyond Star Trek Discovery here. This is, fighting for the little guy, the independent creator, and not getting screwed by these big companies, because plagiarism's a freaking pastime in Hollywood. It happens all the time. It happened to one of my best friends, and he won. He beat a big ass company. And yeah, and the thing is, the guy who stole the stuff from him is a freaking executive now in one of these big companies. So yeah, I mean, like, nice guys finish last in Hollywood for sure. But hopefully Anas gets what he wants. He's happy. And if he settles, like, good for him. And if we don't hear from him, then we can assume there was a settlement, and that's great. And he doesn't, Anas owes us no explanation or nothing. We got your back, buddy. And I've taken heat from Star Trek fans. I've taken tons of heat from Star Trek fans. Every time I bring up the Anas thing, man, I get called basement dweller. Listen, pal, I'll have you know I own my basement, and I don't dwell in it often. Okay? It's not my mom's basement. It's my basement. I was sharing it with some rats recently, but they're gone now. Sorry, PETA. Ahoy and stay awesome, Earthling. And by the way, STD is extremely concentrated bantha poodoo. Eddie from space. You got it. Axanar is a copy of Star Trek. Axanar is Star Trek. Is Star Trek. Sci-fi space shows have to have some comedy, or I can't stand them. B5 and Battleship G. J. Anthony, I always like an insertion. I like humor, and I think you're right in that aspect. There has to be some levity. It can't be just dark and grim. Like, oh, freaking Night Flyers, dude. Whoa. Night Flyers, man. Maybe I will do a video on just how Night Flyers. But there's got to be some jokes once in a while. That's why that's why Star Wars worked. There was a ton of humor in Star Wars. Mainly from Han Solo, but we got a super chat there. Hang on a second. I have my window up. I got too many damn windows up. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go. We got 5 pounds. 5 pounds from Sky Hunter. Your microphone just cut out. It did? It did? Uh-oh. Can you hear me now? I wonder why. Maybe the CBS cut me off there. I live in an apartment, so no basement. Is my microphone still cut out? Yes or no? Can you hear me? You never know. Yes, I hear you. Okay, good. Good. We can hear you. Good. That's good. All right. Let's get back to some chat. Sci-fi horror nerds needs clever moments like Aliens. Yes. Night Flyers is so random and irritating. It was irritating. Is a great description of it. I live in an apartment, so no basement, says Tina Beebe. Well, we all have basements. We all have our nerd basements in our hearts, don't we? Yeah, the whole basement dweller thing is like, yeah, the finger. Okay, Aaron, since you want some Counterpart, what do you want to know? Counterpart, man. Counterpart's the best show going on TV right now. Last episode, so much happened in 1 hour. It felt like a 2-hour series. If you're not into Counterpart, brief rundown what Counterpart is. Counterpart stars J.K. Simmons, who was J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man. It's his very, very best role. He plays 2 parts. He plays Howard Silk and Howard Silk. What happened? There was an experiment back in the 90s, and our reality got copied. And it was an experiment behind the wall in communist, was it East Germany, East Germany. God, it's been so long, I forgot. And this experiment, we don't know much about it, but we know there's a hole punched in reality, basically, and there's a tunnel that goes to a copy of our world. That's the only place you can get in. So there's a building built over it called the Crossing. And what they do is they negotiate. For some reason, they're at odds, and they're spies. And while they're in diplomacy, they're spying on each other and sneaking over to the embassies and doing all kinds of bad things. Sometime in the 90s, one side got a pandemic and millions of people died. So there is now a terrorist group on one side that wants to get back on the other side. And it's a very cloak and dagger spy drama. And we have Howard Silk and Howard Prime. And J.K. Simmons plays two very different roles of the same person, a very confident version and a very, very meek version. Everybody's got a copy, so you don't know who's what and what's where. It's a show you got to pay attention to. It's got an amazing cast, some of the best writers on television. It absolutely sucks you in. If you're a Doctor Who fan, Harry Lloyd from the Family of Blood. He also played Viserys Targaryen in Game of Thrones season 1. He is another great actor in this as Peter Quayle. And watch this show. It is so good. Yes, it's hard to find. I'm going to say find it by any means necessary. You will not regret it. Counterpart. You will be hooked in one episode. It's on season 2. It's on Stars. There is a lot of deals to get Stars for cheap, but sometimes it's not available in the UK or in Europe. But find a way to watch it. Really, it's really, really good. I couldn't watch your Counterpart app. I'm still on season 1. Rebecca, it's okay. It'll be there. I don't take my live streams off. Only if you hear me say secret stream. If you ever hear me say I'm going to do a secret stream and I actually do one, I don't keep those on the channel. I don't do them that often, to be honest with you. I like to keep my live streams up, and they do just fine. I will move it to nerdrotic.com. So if you ever see a stream that's missing, just go to nerdrotic.com. It'll be there. Yes, I have. I was getting caught up on Counterpart. Okay. Sky Hunter for £5. I was just trolling you, buddy. Keep up the good work. Oh, you were? Hey, it worked. It worked. That's good. Hey. Like I said, trolls serve their purpose and they are wonderful for the world. Counterpart gives me a spooky, nervous vibe. It's so well done. Hanafi didn't. Yes, it was very awkward watching last night's episode, knowing like shit was about to go down. Mark C, $5. Gary, the Eccleston series and 3 Tenet series are in one box set. Oh, really? Is it a Blu-ray box set, Mark C? Because I've got the Tenet DVD one, which I really want it for the books. You guys can see it right here. That's awesome. It's great. It's like a book and it's got cool art in it, and I like it a lot. New Dalek TV show, Dalek Solve Crime. The Dalek Detective Agency. David Gibson. Yes, like a procedural show. That would be funny. DVD, gotcha. Okay. So we could talk about what I think Mira's endgame is, or Yannick. Yes. Aaron Sense. What do you think? Because I'm curious, because honestly, I don't know what Mira's endgame is. I think she's it's getting to the point with, like, I think they're ramping it up with her. There hasn't been a lot of her, so it's been kind of weird that she's been the focal point this season. So I kind of think it's going to be a bit of a ruse, to be honest with you. I think there's somebody else behind Mira. Dr. Meatball. Is it possible that Mira wants to replicate the experiment and create another world? She mentions in the scene she wants to end the experiment, but that could mean a lot of things. So that's possible. Now, my theory has always been that there is more than one world. I think the credits tell that story. I'm going to have to watch the Friday Night Tights Saturday stream video. Yes, Mr. Twisted 72. It was quite good. We had a good time. I thought so anyway. And we got Brent Newman. We got 2 pounds. Gary missed a Mark C. and Mary Ashmead super chat. Thank you. Did I miss it way back here? Oh, yes. Okay. On merch, I bought the Eccleston Tenant box set. I'm good. The Eccleston season 3 and all 3 Senate seasons. Oh, you didn't have to give me 2. Jesus, Mark C. Sorry about that. I wish I could refund you for not. And Mary, did you send one like way back? Did I miss? I saw the 1,000 sub one. They're not popping them up in order. That's really weird. Hang on. I'm going to refresh my window. Give me just a second. I'll reread Mary's. Gary, congrats here since 1,000 subs. True Nerdrotic. I read that one earlier. I'm trying to see if there is a new one that I missed. Yeah, that's weird. It's not popping up, but sometimes they don't. So I will go through the chat. Sorry, I missed it, Mary. There's Sky Hunter. And talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, Mary. There was only one I sent, but I didn't hear you ever read it. Yeah, I read it earlier. I read it. Lick that button, everybody. Yep. When is Exozone coming back? Oh, the King of Scotland. That's a great question. EVS said he'd come on to talk about the JFK assassination. He would, huh? That's cool. We also want to get Jeff on from Low Cost Bullshitters if he's watching. King of Scotland. Next Exozone is next Sunday. Next Sunday, probably 10 p.m. Central Time here in the States, which would be 8 p.m. Pacific Time, my time. I will talk to Doomcock to iron out the time, but it is definitely happening next Sunday. 100%. Unless the world ends, then we're all dead. Mira reminds me of someone who has been hurt in the past and has gone dark and stabby. Yes, Mira is scary because she seems to be a true believer, which they are always scary, Target Jedi, and has been acting to punish the flu attack. Yes, I agree with you 100%. Computing for Dave Cullen, what is up, dude? You and Bulls Trek were the go-to guys for Doctor Who Series 11. Thank you so much, Dave. I appreciate the shout out. This spike on the channel was like unbelievable. So I owe you one, man. I don't know if I could ever repay it, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. And your vandalization of Doctor Who was an inspiration. And really, it was like the first one. I'm like, God, I'm not alone in this. Thank you. So thanks, man. Truly appreciate. Please, if you haven't, check out Computing Forever and Dave Cullen, a true genius on YouTube. Yeah, I'm laying it on thick, buddy. No, he's just a ginger. That's all. He's a bloody ginger. Gary, are you a fan of MS3TK? Cynical Lindsay. Yes, I am. Very much so. The last one, I like him more as oh my God, what are the things they're doing for Fathom events again? They're not called MS3TK anymore. It is I forgot the name of it now, but they did a Doctor Who episode in the theaters, and yeah, I watched that with my kid, and it was good. It was good. Ginger's rock. Well, of course you would say that, Mary, because you're a ginger too. What did somebody? Oh my God, somebody in here was saying that people were trying to commit gingercide. Man. Dr. Pooh is spot on. Yes. Yes. Oh my God. Star Chaser and Legend of Orion was a good animated copy of Star Wars. I don't know. The MS3 TK I remember, guys, and I've told you this story before on the live stream, is Laser Blast. I don't know if you ever saw Laser Blast, but a friend of mine's dad was in that movie. He was the pilot. Laser Blast, what MS3 TK, they did everything perfect to destroy that movie, which it should have been. But the whole movie was made to basically launder drug money. So the pilot was my friend's dad, and he was a drug courier. He ended up passing away when his plane crashed into Mount Lemmon in Arizona in the 90s. And he had been missing forever. They didn't know he was up there. They didn't find his body for like a decade. Yeah, true story. So that whole movie was made to for obvious reasons. And a lot of movies back in the 80s, believe it or not, were made to cover up drug money. Yeah, I know. Shocking. Breaking news. And water's wet. So a Laser Blast was, I remember seeing it when I was a kid too. And I thought it was great. Gingers are sexy. We don't have much of them in space. Trust me, I know. We love gingers. We are absolutely 100% against ginger side here at the Nerdrotic channel. I love this story. Explains a lot. Yeah. I'm sorry about my friend's dad, but yeah, that was the first time I saw pot in real life. I was staying overnight at his house, and his parents just had freaking pot plants all over the house. And I'm like, what's that? And they told me it's pot. I'm like, what do you do with it? Smoke it. I'm like, oh, okay. They did not offer me any though. At least they had, some sense. The room makes more sense now. Yeah, it might. Scott Grimes is a ginger, claims to have no game. LOL. Scott Grimes. Yes. From the Orville. We love Scott Grimes. Did you know gingers are known as Rangas? Is that how you say that in Will Gentry in Australia? Kissed by fire. That's what I've heard they are. That's what George R. R. Martin says. Ginger cider. Ew. Oh, no. My brother is a ginger. I need a hug now. Somebody give Dorian Brooker a hug. Say hello to Brazil. Hello, Brazil. Pop Mania. Hello, Brazil. Are people watching from Brazil? That trips me out. Are you ready for some football? Wasn't that Laser Blast? Yeah, Tomo Finger, no. My stepdad used to grow it back in the backyard. He is 6'4", and the plants were taller than him. Wow, damn. Gingervitis. What's up, Comics Division? Has anyone seen a good fan film on Doctor Who? I have to watch a lot, and most are really bad. I want to make one, and with a really good premise. I think you should, Rebecca Gold. I've seen some, and while the heart is there, they're not great. But I haven't seen everything. It's Ranga. Okay, like manga. Gotcha. Or how do you say it over there in Australia? Do you have manga? Is it manga or manga? I call the show Doctor Who Cares, says Mark C. Yes, absolutely. $2. I called the doc. I was calling it Dr. Womb. That was probably bad. Especially with that opening. That whole opening. I mean, Susan's right. It's like you're going down a birth canal. They put feminism imagery everywhere in that show. So, when they did the pregnant guy, it wasn't, oh, look at that sight gag. It was like one more, male tears. Oh, boy. Not much, Comics Division. I'm just, live streaming. Got to work on another Doctor Who video, working on a Star Trek video, and watching YouTubers, which makes it hard to watch actual TV because I'm way more interested in watching other YouTubers. I don't know if you're still in the chat, Dave, but you're vandalizing Doctor Who video. I swear to God, I watched it like 10 times because I was pissed. I was pissed. Yeah. Mangaroo. Diggery doo. We'll just call you Bruce to avoid confusion. Dr. Pooh is the best. Dr. Pooh is the best. Of course, gingers have souls. We steal them. Wahaha, says Strawberry Hillcat. My mom is a ginger, and it skipped me. The Dark Angel Liar. I am not. There's a joke right there, but I'm going to leave it alone because I like you. Okay, I'm just going to leave it alone. Doctor Who is dead. Tarka Jedi. Do I ever read manga? Mike, no, not often. I'm an American comic book fan. Well, I was. American comic books like really suck right now. Save the males. I don't think we're quite there yet, but well, in Doctor Who, yeah, there's a body count. There's a white guy body count. It's pretty high. It's like not quite Conan levels, but it's high. Good eye, Bruce. Okay. TV is getting lame. Why would I want to spend all the time being scolded while turning all the actors into millionaires? The King of Scotland, that's a great point. Oh, and yeah, that is my absolute favorite thing when they keep saying, and man, everybody's saying it. I didn't watch the Golden Globes because I can't watch award shows anymore, even though that'd probably be some good video fodder. We just keep hearing about, well, these troubled times we live in, as they're about to go get in a limo, do a bunch of coke, and go hang out at cocktail parties after they gave each other a bunch of awards. Troubled times. Yep. It must be hard for them. Maybe their coke was hard to get, or maybe it was cut too much with X-Lax. I don't know. It's not nice to cut coke with X-Lax, by the way. Not cool. Don't do that. There is a cool Doctor Who Sherlock edit. It's Matt Smith as a doctor. I have seen that, Mazamonte. Thank you for the £5. I greatly appreciate it. That is cool. Does that count as a fan film, though, or it's just kind of an edit? But it's still good. You're right. Absolutely right. So I got to bring back the Christmas lights, huh? All right. Speaking of award shows, Bull Treks just released a video. Jodie had been nominated for a national television award. Yep. She has. Oh my. I think she was also nominated for a Golden Globe, right? I thought I heard she got nominated for a Golden Globe. Let me double check that. I could be wrong. Or maybe somebody's saying she should have been. She's been nominated for a bunch of awards for badly pretending to be a Time Lord with a hoo-ha. No, she was okay. It's about time Doctor Who was not okay. It's about time Doctor Who was nominated for a Golden Globe. I thought it was. I thought Peter Capaldi was once. All right. So yeah, they were just telling people that they should be nominating Doctor Who because of a hoo-ha. There you go. Because that's a reason. Whatever. The award shows are lame. Yeah, like I said, The Expanse got shut out of everything. What's up, Willie? I'm glad you're watching on the lunch. Very happy about that. Don't eat too fast. Remember to brush your teeth. Yeah. Bet you got the nomination because she checks diversity points. Yeah, because I watched her performance. It was really bad. It was just bad. Honestly, I've seen 6-year-old girls more intimidating than her. Actually, the girl in Game of Thrones, forgetting her name now. Her last name is Mormon, but I forgot what her first name is. The little she-bear. She's more intimidating than Jodie Whittaker. Captain Spire, $10. NC, good to finally see you. I found a Polaroid of my father at the 3rd Star Trek convention in New York City. He explained it to me that I stood with someone from NASA and this guy named Isaac Asimov. Oh, Asimov. What? No way. You know, I was just talking to when I was at the Creature Features thing, I was talking to the producer there, and we're trying to figure this out. Now, if somebody has good data on this, let me know. We're trying to figure out when the first Star Trek convention was, because I think the first or second one was here in San Francisco in 1975, which would technically be like the first convention for Star Trek. Sorry, Star Trek. The first comic convention was 70. So I always thought Star Trek conventions were older than Comic-Con, but no, I was wrong. 3 things turned 50 this year. 3 things. No, wait. Yeah. 3 things turned 50. No, 4. 4 things turned 50 this year. Me, Woodstock, San Diego Comic-Con, and the San Diego Padres. Who cares about the Padres? Both my daughters are more intimidating. Yeah, you're right. That last episode where she's like, "You've got me to deal with." The Dalek's like, the Dalek should have just shot her right there. Talking of award shows, how do you feel about Black Panther getting Best Picture nomination at the Guild Awards? I think it's a joke, but sadly predictable one. Will Gentry, yeah, it's going to get nominated for an Academy Award. It will. And I agree with Jeremy 100%. He just did a video on this. If you don't nominate Dark Knight, you don't nominate Black Panther. They're not even close as films. As far as, Black Panther was a decent movie. The Dark Knight had an all-time classic performance in it, like one that will be remembered for decades. Black Panther will not be remembered for decades other than it made a lot of money. Yeah, tell me an iconic moment in Black Panther. Actually, his iconic moment happened in Civil War. So, don't freeze. 3 things as old as fuck: science fiction conventions, dirt, and me. Yep, pretty much. Yep. The very first Star Trek convention was in New York around 72 or 73, says Captain Robert April. Okay. I thought they predated comic conventions, but I guess I was wrong. Okay. Monty Python turns 50 this year as well. Oh, yeah. Well, me and Woodstock turned 50, well, kind of on the same day. I was born on the last day of Woodstock. You missed Counterpart. Well, I mean, I did a whole podcast on Counterpart. There we go. All righty, folks. I'm going to have to wrap this one up. I've got a couple videos to make. Let me see if I missed any super chats. No. Okay. Good. Okay. So yes, 5 years, 25,000 subs. A lot of that thanks to Dave Cullen. Yeah, that was a proper shout out. Yeah, go check out Bulls Trek too. Check out their stuff. It's a good dude right there. So I've messaged him, and hopefully we can get together and do something soon. Exozone next Sunday. Exozone is next Sunday with Doomcock, and who knows who else will join. The invitation is out there for Jeff from World Class Bullshitters to join us. I'd love to talk to him. I am going to be talking to him about maybe getting him here if we have time. He's busy doing the comic book, but I really want to chat him up. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff happening in the future, but we're really not going to change much. Okay. We're going to still do, at the very least, 3 live streams a week. I will be doing a lot more recorded videos. That does take a lot of time. And I got to get back to doing my live streams on Patreon too. But the Exozone, and hopefully we can do the Exozone like once every couple weeks. That's kind of what I'm shooting for. It depends on Doomcock's schedule. I'm available, but yeah. Thank you, Chris Persia. Thank you, everybody who is in here. You guys are. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the super chats here. I'm not going to be able to put up the Patreon video because I'm currently working on a new one. Because thank you to all the new patrons. Wow, that's weird. That's weird how it gets all backwards like that. But let's go to Chris Persia, Strawberry Hellcat, JPRPH1, Dakota Stanton, the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, Natsu Drag Neil, Dakota Stanton, Brent Newman, Adjacent Culture, Scaro Trek, Joel Tomburo, William Winters, Brian Smart, Mary Ashby, Dakota Stanton, Ramsey Silent, Cheryl Laria. I'm sorry, Laria. God damn it. You know, there's just some words my mouth won't let me pronounce. Yeah, it's all the drugs I did in the 80s. I apologize. Stephanie Littlepage, Mellow E, Brent Newman, Mr. Belvedere, Chris Daly, Dakota Stanton, Gamer Gambit, Chris Daly, Mazamonte, Mark C, Scaro Trek, Mark C, Dakota Stanton, Michael Dignam, Sky Hunter got me, Sky Hunter again, Mark C, Brent Newman, Mark C, Mazamonte, and Captain Spire. Thank you once again. And again, thanks to Dave Cullen. Thoughts and prayers go out to Captain Robert April on the passing of his mom. And everybody have a great day. Be good to each other. We will be back with many more videos, more Doctor Who stuff coming, more Star Trek stuff coming. May the small folks sing songs for greatness. Cheers.